sorry about that. I've got more water there just in case. But bear with me, my voice may start to go. I've been yelling at 90 people this morning in a massive room, so this should be fun. So in my role as an entrepreneur coach at the NatWest Business Accelerator here in Leeds, I work with the entrepreneurial leaders of tomorrow to help them develop the mindsets, develop themselves, develop their teams, to build the businesses of tomorrow. So I work with startups and scaling businesses to help them, challenge them and support them through their journey, wherever that may be, wherever they may be in that journey. And World Mental Health Awareness Day, the entrepreneurs that we work with are some of the most resilient individuals that I've ever met. They go through ups and downs of the entrepreneurial journey every single day. You know, every day can have massive highs and massive lows. And they need to be mentally resilient and strong to be able to perform throughout that. And I've seen the effects of poor mental health on the individuals that run those businesses, but also their teams and the business all suffering. So it's a massively important thing to me and something that I focus on in my coaching sessions with those individuals. On World Mental Health Awareness Day, I can say and hold my hand up that I've definitely had my ups and downs as well. In being a young, ambitious professional at a Big Four, I threw myself wholeheartedly into my career and often put the needs and desires of others ahead of my own well-being and interests. And yes, I was rewarded with expedited promotions and gift cards and meals out, but I never really felt valued for the work that I was doing and the contribution that I was making for my clients, for my team, and for my bosses. And as I sort of moved through the ranks at a Big Four, I started to think, how can I make my teams, the people that I'm managing, my customers as well, know that I truly value them and appreciate them for who they are. And it made me think of something that my mum had told me about when I was a teenager, a book called The 5 Love Languages. Now, has anyone read this book, seen this book, heard about this book? Chris has, Andrew has. All right, Chris, sorry to put you on the spot here. Can you give us a quick summary of what the book is about?
It's learning to communicate in a way that speaks to different sorts of people.
Yes.
Not everyone communicates the same message in the same way. So being able to adapt your message to accommodate the needs of the person that's listening to you, I think is probably the best way to start.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So Gary Chapman, 1995, released this book. He was a marriage counsellor, and through his experience as a marriage counsellor, he identified that there were 5 key languages in which people communicate love. And that's communicating it in a way that they like to show love and appreciation to people, but also how they like to receive it. Now, the default is typically that you will show someone love in the way that you typically like to receive it. Now, that may not be the same language through which they communicate love and want to receive love. So if you're doing acts of service, which is one of the love languages for someone who prefers gifts, they may feel unloved in a spouse or partner-based relationship. There's 5 key languages. We'll go through them all. As we go through them, think about how they might apply to you, so how you tend to show love to a partner, but also how you like to receive it and what you tend to do, what your preference is. This can also be applied as we go through them to your relationships with customers, co-workers, your partners obviously, but also siblings, your pets, your children. There's a version of this book for everything. So there's 5 love languages for your pets, your children, but they all are just variations on the same key messages, which are nice and simple, 5 of them to remember, and we'll go through them now. So before we do, I was going to give you 5 minutes to do a quick self-assessment. Now I won't do that because I'd rather go through the content, but in the middle of your tables, maybe at the next break, 30 questions, read the 2 statements, and then circle the one which it feels more comfortable to you, which is, talks to you. Don't self-edit, don't think about it too much. Tally up the scores at the bottom. It's very quick and it'll give you an idea of what your love language is, how you like to receive it. And then give it to your partner. So the first one is words of affirmation. So these people will use words to affirm other people. So how to talk to someone who receives love through words of affirmation is to encourage them, affirm them, tell them that you appreciate them, empathize them, but also listen actively. What you can do, that can be words both written or spoken. So it may be that you send a nice text or a handwritten card. Everyone probably knows the people that keep their birthday cards with the sentimental messages in. They're probably someone who has the words of affirmation as their key love language. What you need to do is make sure that it's genuine and that it's frequent enough. Avoid non-constructive criticism, obviously. And if people give you effort or show you support, you need to recognise that and say thank you. So gratitude and expressing that through words is how these people feel loved. The next one is physical touch. Now, this is obviously what it sounds like, touching someone to show you that you love them. So that may be kissing, hugging, holding hands, those sorts of things. Obviously, you can't do that with your colleagues, but we'll get onto that later. Or you might at a Christmas party, who knows. But this is about using body language and physical touch to emphasise how much you love someone and how much you appreciate them. Obviously, don't avoid it. They go to hug you, don't near, because that will scare them. And don't receive affection coldly. So that's physical touch. So we've had words of affirmation, physical touch. The next one is all about giving of gifts. So these people love or feel loved when they receive a gift, be it big or small, more often small. Receiving that thoughtful gift, and it's usually the thought that goes into it than the gift itself and the monetary value of that makes them feel loved and appreciated. So, as it says, give thoughtful gifts and gestures, small, but do not forget special occasions. And when you receive gifts from someone who show love through giving of gifts, don't be ungrateful when you receive it. You need to be quite expressive in your gratitude.